Now, over the course of this video, I'm going to give you some invaluable information about how the bankers really analyze the markets. Okay, it goes a long way to their trade selection. Not only does it lower the risk, but it also removes a lot of the emotions of trading because your analysis is based on objectivity. Now, this is something that you can add to your trading system and will have an immediate impact on your overall performance. Not only will trading become easier, it will become fun again and a lot more profitable. Now, before I get into that, let me just run you through how I got into trading. It was more by good fortune than actually having a planned career path. Now, after I finished high school, I went to Sydney University where I got an economics degree. Now, through those 3 years, I had absolutely no idea what I was going to do. At the time, though, I was an elite sports person, and through that connection, I ended up at Citibank on the graduate intake program. They received well over 1,000 applications, of which they interviewed over 250 applicants. Out of those, they chose 2 graduates, and I was lucky enough to be one of those guys. But at the time, I seriously had no idea what I was getting into. I had a good risk appetite. I loved gambling on the horses, going to the casino, and I was playing a lot of sport. So my personality risk profile suited the job down to a T, and that's one of the reasons why the senior traders at Citibank chose me over everyone else. Now, I had a pretty successful career lasting over 18 years. I started off at Citibank Sydney and then moved to Citibank London for 5 years. I was in and out of Citibank New York. And then I came back and I was working for Commonwealth Bank of Australia as the head of trading. And last but not least, I worked for Toronto Dominion Securities, heading up their trading team. It was a hell of a journey. I traveled the world meeting traders from across the globe, from Tokyo to Singapore, Hong Kong, across Europe and North America. But after 18 years, I was seriously cooked. I recall standing in the office at TD Securities in Sydney. We're on like level 34 and we're looking straight over the harbour. And that outlook really made the decision for me. I was looking out the windows every day at the boats sailing up the harbour. And I was starting to think, am I wasting my life just sitting in front of screens? It was at this time that the retail trading platforms and liquidity really improved. And I was keeping a close eye on the way it was developing because I saw that as a way out of the banks where I could just go and trade for myself at home. Now, I did have a bit of good fortune. Toronto Dominion were closing their Sydney office and moving to Singapore. The traders that didn't want to go, well, we got paid out. And that was the starting point for me to pull out of the banks, get control of my lifestyle, spend a lot less time in front of the screens, and just trade for myself. I had all the knowledge and skills. Now I had the tech and the liquidity to access the market. And I thought it was just an amazing opportunity. But the initial euphoria I was experiencing of just being at home, trading for myself, okay, spending a lot less time in front of the screens, going surfing, playing golf. I was traveling a lot, catching up with mates in Europe and North America. It was all going great. But once I calmed down and I started trading full time for myself, I started to feel the isolation. Okay, trading for yourself, yeah, it's great, but you're sort of removed from society. You don't get the same buzz from the trading floor. You basically wake up, turn the screens on, see what's happening, work out when the markets are really going to start firing, and then come back to the screens. I was getting a little bit lost and really starting to wonder, had I made the right choice? It's at this time a couple of ex-colleagues that I worked with in the banks were now running brokerage firms. There was a trading expo on in Sydney. They said, come on down, come and check this out. So I thought, okay, well, I haven't got much else on. Let me just go down and see what's going on. Plus, at the same time, I could sort of work out which trading platforms were providing the best liquidity and, sort out a few tech issues. So I get down there, I meet my mates, and they say, look, take a walk around the expo and then come back and tell us what you think. So I took my time, taking about an hour to go from stall to stall, asking them about their products, their platforms, their liquidity. And then I get back to my mates and they say, what do you think? And I said, what an absolute joke. No one here knows anything about trading. They're so-called experts up there doing a presentation. They have got no idea what they're talking about. So the real dynamics of trading was missing. And this is where they sort of put it to me and said, listen, we've got some high net wealth clients that really need some serious help. Why don't you think about building a training program for these guys and we'll pay you for it? And so I went away and thought about it for a week and I thought, you know what, this is crazy. This isn't for me. But at the same time I keep trading, I start losing some money, like consistently. And I'm sort of wondering what's going on. My mates are calling me and saying, listen, can you come in and help these guys work out what's going on? And I thought, you know what? What have I got to lose? So I go into the office. There's three guys there. They're all trading accounts well in excess of $1 million. So I asked them, how are you guys trading? What's your trading decision process? And they couldn't even really answer that. So I sat behind them and asked them questions as they went about trading. Now, their trade selection was random. They were looking at price action. If something moved, they would jump on it. There was no analysis. They didn't understand technical analysis. They didn't understand fundamental analysis. They had no idea about the economics behind what drives direction and momentum. So I quickly put together a plan, technically and fundamentally, really focusing on identifying the best trade setups and then trading those pairs. And these guys had an immediate turnaround. They went from trading like 300 or 400 trades a day to a handful and actually making a lot more money because of it. So I go home and I'm reflecting on the whole opportunity.
And the craziest thing happened. I turn on the screens and start trading, and everything is in sync. I didn't have a losing trade for 2 weeks. And it really proved to me the things that I was teaching these three guys reinforces every aspect of my trading. And it was a bit of a revelation. And I thought, this is an amazing outcome. I've trained three guys. They've improved their trading. I started making more money. It's an absolute no-brainer.
You know, I'm sitting here, I'm isolated, and I miss the trading team. And that's when I have an epiphany. I think, well, what's to stop me building a trading program that I could offer retail clients? I could build my own trading community and I could actually build my own elite trading team. So I put together a manual and started doing workshops. And after a couple of workshops, it dawned on me, how am I going to build a diverse global trading team if I can't do these workshops all over the world? It's just impossible. So that's when I devised a plan. If I could make an online trading course based off my 18 years of investment bank trading experience and provide that to retail traders, then I open up Pandora's box to the whole world. And at the same time, I could build a trading community with like-minded traders, give them the knowledge, the skills and experience. And then out of those, I could cherry pick the best traders and build my own diverse global trading team. That was the plan. So what I did is I jumped online, I hired a couple of tech guys, I worked out what software I was going to need to make the videos, set up a website, set up the company, and then went to work executing the plan. But how naive was I? I mean, making an online course and being a perfectionist, I wanted to make sure everything was done correctly. So it took me forever, but I got there in the end. It took me 2 years to make the initial course and another 3 years to develop where it is today. So after a lot of ups and downs and a lot of corrections, I achieved the goal. I built a course that I was not only proud of, but that was having a huge impact on traders' performance. I was making more money. My clients were making more money. I'd built a trading community. And then I'd also started funding traders that had come through the program from all walks of life across the globe. Now, we've done workshops in Australia, in North America, and in Europe. And the overall response has been overwhelming. So all those years of battling away, making sure the product was good, and that the course was not only interesting and engaging, but informative. It really gave traders tangible ways to hit the market and start making money, to the point where I can guarantee I could take anyone off the street and get them trading consistently within 30 days. Now, you might be asking yourself, how can I guarantee that? Well, this is the point of the presentation. Let me show you a few things about how the bankers analyze the market and how I've simplified it to make it easier for you to understand what you should be looking at, what you should be trading, and when you should be trading them. Now, this is our main trader support, the Live Trade Hub, where you can find all the information about what's happening in the market and, most importantly, what currencies are in the zone. Our live trade signals will isolate the instruments that have clear market direction. And this is what the bankers are looking for. So let me just run you through the important part of how the bankers analyze the market. Now, what they do is they analyze the market on a short-term perspective on an hourly chart and a long-term perspective on a daily chart. And when they get the market lining up, like sterling here is going up on the short-term chart, and also trending higher on the long-term chart. Now, there's a couple of proprietary tools here that enable us to identify the trend. And once you understand what they are, then you have a clear opportunity. And then it's just a matter of waiting for the timing, whether that's an economic fundamental release, which could skyrocket sterling to the top side, or whether it's based off momentum. Now, this may seem like a lot to take in, but it's not. We go into detail around technical analysis in our course. But to make it even easier, I took it a step further. To simplify the process for our clients, I devised a system whereby I could isolate direction and then just nail the timing on the opportunities. And this is what our live trade signals will do for you. It will isolate the instruments that have very clear direction. Once you've got direction, it's just a matter of waiting for the alert. It takes all the guesswork out of trading. And when you isolate an instrument that has clear direction and an alert, well, that's when you go to work. And to make the execution process even easier, to save you spending endless hours in front of the screens, I built trade execution tools to do the work for us. So in this example, dollar yen, it's got a bearish signal and we've got a short-term alert. It's in the sell zone. So this is the perfect timing for us. And let me just show you how quick and easy it is to get this live trade signal in play. I'm on dollar yen. I'm on the hourly chart, and that's where the signal was. I just come down to Prime Time Pro. I've got to set it up for a selling opportunity. So I click on trade. I'm only a seller. Prime Time Sell. I'll just adjust my lots to 10 lots. And the order is in play. Now this is set up to execute at the optimum time when momentum breaks back down through 80. I already know it's trending down. We're in the cloud. This is a great setup. And it takes literally 30 seconds to put into play. So instead of spending 6, 7, 8 hours in front of the screens waiting for that to happen, I could put Prime Time Pro into play and it will execute for us. It's the best trading system I've ever seen, even if I do say so myself. It takes the banker's analysis and trade selection process, compiles it into an easy format for you to understand. So your job at the end of the day is just to recognize which instruments have clear direction, which ones are ideal for a trading opportunity, and then put Prime Time Pro into play and your job's done. There's nothing more to it. The best thing is it takes out all the emotions of trading. And by going through the rest of our courses, you can absolutely fine tune the trading opportunities. Not only will you become astute at trade selection, you'll be able to identify the best trading opportunities and be able to leverage up your capital on those opportunities. So no longer are you making $100, $200. You're making $1,000, and then $5,000, and then $10,000. This is the progressive path of a lot of our elite traders. So our trader development program that has really been developed over 15 years includes our complete masterclass course. These are the components that will seriously change the game for you. So not only can you start trading the live trade signals immediately, you can upskill yourself with knowledge and skills to take your trading to the next level. And we don't just cover the basics. We go through the trade plans for trading specific medium to high impacting events. So you can really take your trading as far as you need to. Now, one of the issues I came across was the lack of knowledge about trade execution and how clumsy some of the platforms were. So to enhance and improve the trader's experience, I built 5 specific trade execution tools which are going to make trading exceptionally easy for you. And not only that, they will save you spending endless hours in front of the screens. We've got Prime Time Pro, which I just demonstrated. We've got T-Rex, the live trader. We've got the Gorilla Stealth Trader, the Ichimoku Trader, and Trendline Trader. Every possible trade setup, whether it's technical or fundamental, is covered. That's what makes trading fun, easy, and outrageously profitable. Now, why do you need this program? Right? There's so many things online. Well, it's primarily because you want to trade with the market. If the bankers are controlling 95% of the volume, then that's who you need to be following. Making the same trading decisions they do at the same time they do. And that's why this whole system works. Now, I've developed an awesome program that has proven successful over 15 years. So if you've been struggling with trade selection, trade execution, and consistent performance, well, then you've come to the right place. When you sign up, you'll get access to all of our trading courses and trading resources, including the Trading Masterclass course, Prime Time Pro, our live trade hub, the group mentoring, exclusive access to our trading community, and trader support. Now, altogether, that's over $10,000 of value for only $2,497 US. This is an amazing price for an amazing program. And don't forget our 100% money back guarantee. Now, this offer is for a limited time only. If you're ready to get started, click the link below and sign up today. And I look forward to working with you. Now, this may have brought up a lot of questions for you. If so, just click on the meeting link and book a meeting. Either myself or one of our team will get back to you promptly. We can take you through the program and answer all of your questions. Thank you very much for your time. Good luck and happy trading.